Hey, welcome back to the show, my friends. Hope you're having a fantastic day. As always, shout out to the 19. We're going to talk some basketball. We're going to talk about the Fever winning multiple championships, including their first one in 2025. Yes, go ahead, bookmark it. Come back, yell at me later when they barely make the playoffs. Look, it takes a whole lot of things to go right to win a championship, no matter how talented a team is. But I'm going to talk about why I think the Fever are poised to do exactly that. I know there's been a lot of drama in the past week or so. I even have some finished videos I just haven't put up yet because I keep going back and forth as to whether to put them up or not and kind of keep dragging out the same stuff. But there's also some new stuff about that. However, I wanted to get back into a little basketball. I enjoyed doing that Hannah Hidalgo video last week that a lot of you seemed to like. I think, like I said before, I think it did probably by far the best non-Caitlin Clark sports video that I've done. I enjoyed talking about it. So I want to dig into a little bit of this. I know the video of Caitlin Clark practicing has gone all over the place. I know a whole lot of YouTubers, like before they even finished looking at it, they had their own videos up. But I'm sure you've seen it. I do have it here because I want to talk about it, but I want to talk about it in a bigger context of what it means for the Fever and what else is important about that and what it shows going forward. So first, I just want to show this because it's kind of funny and it's relevant because we've all talked about Caitlin Clark and her size, which will make sense in a second. Yes, I added a T there to the end of second. Stephanie White claims one edge over Caitlin Clark as she ends Fever's greatest number 22 debate with a humble take. So, yes, Stephanie White conceded Caitlin Clark is a better number 22 Fever player. However, what she did say, and I'd scroll down and show you, but they didn't give me any, which was very disappointing. Stephanie White said, hey, my arms were more jacked than Caitlin Clark's. And we all understand that because that's been a huge thing about Caitlin Clark is, oh, she's got to put on some more size. Personally, I don't think she has to put on a lot of size. I think too much size is going to be detrimental to her game, but she does need a little. I think 5, 10 pounds would be absolutely perfect for her. I think she played at 155 last year. 165 is great. She's actually got much bigger legs than you think. She's actually carrying a lot of muscle because she's all muscle. She's very, very low body fat, and you don't want to carry too much more extra weight to the detriment of the things that she does well. That being said, one thing a lot of people aren't talking about is because they equate strength with muscle and they are not the same. They are related, but you can get a lot stronger without adding muscle. Also, one of the keys, like in this video, people are talking about Caitlin's size already, that she looks bigger. Yeah, 100%. And that's not necessarily because of being in the gym and working on building muscle and getting jacked up in that way. Caitlin Clark is only 22 years old. Caitlin Clark just played competitive basketball from when do they officially start practices in college? Usually August, right? So she went August all the way through to October, right? She was playing competitive basketball, running up and down a basketball court for over a year at the highest levels. So, guess what? When that stopped, it gave her body a chance to rest, recuperate, repair, and grow. So that's natural. So you get that a lot. You see it with NFL athletes too. I mean, some don't have the problem, but most of them, a lot of them struggle. Basketball players, another one, a lot of them struggle to maintain body weight during the season. So just getting this rest has been huge for Caitlin Clark in terms of her body's ability to repair itself and grow and get bigger, stronger, and all of that. So I want to dig into this video a little bit, break it down, but I have some other things to show you as well. And before we even dig in, I'm going to say that right there, what you're seeing right there, says Caitlin Clark's first workout with head coach Stephanie White. Couple, maybe more than a couple, I didn't count them out. A few things about this image right here that stand out to me is one, now, she was a rookie. You had college. Couldn't have happened last year. I get that. So I'm just making an educated guess and say that if Christy Sides were the coach still right now, that would not be happening right there. That would not be Christy Sides with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark would be on her own because, one, I'm not so sure Christy Sides would want to do it. Two, I don't believe Caitlin Clark respects Christy Sides as a basketball coach with the knowledge that will help Caitlin Clark become a better player. She does, however, respect the basketball knowledge of Stephanie White. So that is huge in and of itself. Which leads me to my next point that I want to connect with this pairing you're seeing. Now, look, people are going to go, oh my God, that's crazy. Well, you're talking about all time greats and this and that. Yeah, I'm making I don't know, prediction. I'm educated guess based on what I'm seeing. Potential. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, in terms of championships, right? Connected with Phil Jackson. So did Kobe. Now, Kobe tacked on two more later in his career, but that initial three-peat, Phil Jackson, okay? Kobe and Michael, very, very same mentality. Do you know who has a mentality like Kobe and Michael, which is really, really rare? Yeah, this young lady right here, Caitlin Clark. She is a killer. She is, I know, I used assassin for Hannah, but that's Caitlin Clark as an assassin, right? She's going to go for your throat. I know this sounds, we use a lot of violent imagery in sport, don't we? Because I was just going to say next, she's going to step on your neck. Oh my goodness. But you know what I'm saying. She is relentless. She doesn't let up. She wants to be the best. She does not tolerate mistakes, teammates or her own. By the way, Kobe and Michael, very much the same thing. I see a lot of them between the ears, the mental part of the game. I see a lot of Michael and Kobe. By the way, I'm a huge fan of Michael and Kobe from the mental standpoint. I've used a lot of that in my coaching. I've written a book using that on mental performance for soccer players. By the way, also strength and performance training. But anyway, this isn't my other life promo, but we're going to dig in a little bit to this video. I might stop here and there, some things I want to show or talk about, but I have some other things as well. We're definitely not going to play the music, but you know, basic dribbling stuff. I shouldn't say what I mean. Basic dribbling stuff for Caitlin Clark. What was really cool about that? Can I back that up a moment? Actually, a couple of things. Where's the one with the? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now they may be doing it, and I hope they are. And I just wanted to point this out for next level. I hope I don't bore all of you. Some of you might not really be into the weeds like this, but again, next level. What also helps is to have a random aspect to this, and what I mean by that, real quick. And I think I have them here. Okay, let me see this one. Like here, this isn't really agility, but this is something athletes can do that for just for quick feet, for balance, and so forth. If I can show this real quick, and you're just seeing right? And it's different patterns that you're going to go through. But that's not actually really agility. That's more, in this case, balance, and it's change of direction. Change of direction and agility aren't the same thing. Now, agility like here is now what you've got the coach doing that you can't hear, and they're doing it really slow because this player never has done this before, is calling out the cone as they're going. So you're not going in a pattern. You don't know what comes next. You have to react. Agility is change of direction with a reactive component, and that's what I'm saying. Where this to be able, obviously, you want to get fundamentals and drill them, but then to add randomness, to add that reactive element to that with all this is next level stuff that, hey, you know what? I would love for them to show because I would love to see Caitlin doing that sort of stuff next level. And then the other thing I wanted to see, I think, which is real right here, really interesting is because we all screamed about it all season long. Look at that screen. Solid. It stayed there for Caitlin. It stays there after Caitlin goes by, and it's a wall, and Caitlin cuts off of the screen. I mean, it's tough to see from here, but looking at her feet positioning, or She looks like she comes off that screen about as close as you can, which is absolutely fantastic. Hopefully, and you can see it under the watchful eyes of Stephanie White, that when they get the whole team together, they make sure that this happens with every screen, because that's going to be huge, because the Fever were not very good. As great as they were in the pick and roll, they actually were not very good as a team in setting screens. And the step back. And the floater, everyone's so excited about that. Well, that was more of a that was almost a drive floater as opposed to like a pull up teardrop floater. You see the leg in the air. But so she's working all different aspects of the game. And see, here's what I mean. I don't see this happening right here with Christy Sides, where you have Stephanie White actually involved and showing and demonstrating and explaining what it is she wants. And you have a player in Caitlin Clark who I think already, has bought into what Stephanie White can offer and is going to listen and put in the work. And I can tell you what is great about this. Set aside everything else we might know about Stephanie as a team coach, just the pairing of these two right here. You have a player who is willing to do whatever it takes to be the best, hands down the best. Look, she may not say it. We know Caitlin Clark is confident, but she's also pretty humble, so she may not say it. But I tell you, besides championships, her goal, besides championships and the nice stuff that we talk about, right? And her fans and inspiration and all that, she wants to end her career as the greatest player ever, period. She wants to be known as the GOAT. She'll never say that, but I promise you that's what she wants. Okay. And so for that type of player to buy into a coach is huge. And I can tell you as a coach, to forget her talent, just to be able to coach a player with that mentality that wants to do everything necessary to be the best, that is willing to do everything necessary to be the best, that when you say, hey, look, if you want to get here, here's you need to do this, this, and this, and then this is happening, and then this is where you're going to end up. And they buy into that, they're going to go do it. We all know so many players that simply don't. They get by in their natural talent, and that's all they do. All right, okay. I'm gonna. Can I be? Is it okay? I was gonna say, can I be critical? I'm not really being critical, but I saw this and I'm like, wait, what? Hold on. Let me slow this down just a little bit and let's see if I saw. Now look, they may be working on this on purpose. Okay, so I'm not going to be like dismissing what they're doing. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. Yeah, I'm going to guess they're that's purposeful, because there are absolutely sometimes where it does happen, but anyone who's played knows, and a lot of coaches with young kids, to get them to do it, they talk about that string from the elbow to the knee. She's shooting now with her right hand. It really should be the right leg that's coming up, not the left. She went off the wrong foot, but I'm gonna guess in the way she pulled up and started to go up that they're working on that for specific reasons, that to add to the game. It's kind of, hey, if you get forced to do this, well, let's be good at it. And we're gonna work off 2 feet as well. Yeah, see, she's doing it there again. So I don't know if that's just a comfort level when it's not a straight up layup and it's more like a pull up type of shot. That maybe, but one more thing. Actually, we rolled back to the beginning. But here's the thing. See, there. I mean, she looks more. She doesn't look as ripped, but she looks more filled out and solid. And again, I don't necessarily equate that to the weights right now. Not that she's not working out, but what I'm saying again, for like 14 months straight, she was playing competitive basketball. Again, I can tell you from playing, obviously not even at that level, right? But even in high school, because again, she's just turned 22, and if you're one of those, your metabolism's off the charts and stuff. I would lose a lot of weight. I played soccer and basketball back. They were back to back, so I would lose a lot of weight from start of soccer to end of basketball, and then without touching a single weight. And it wasn't fat. It was just my body repairing itself and recovering. I'd add 15, 20 pounds pretty quickly at the end of the season. So this is going to be, can Caitlin go into the season, 165 instead of 155, and then uh, maintain it, or at least not go below 150, 160. And I think that will absolutely be plenty for her in terms of her body weight. Also, take out that hoop earring, Caitlin. Someone's going to rip your ear. But look, this isn't. Whoops, this isn't even what I wanted to go to. But I was going to say, this stuff again, not new. Where's the ones I want, right? Like we have something like this, not new to Caitlin Clark. We all know Caitlin. By the way, maybe you can see the difference, right? She's a little bigger right now. She's about 10 pounds. I think she's probably about 10 pounds heavier than this video. But again, going through what she's doing, Caitlin Clark, hard work, right? Do we have? I think yeah. Okay, I think that's actually the same one. But Caitlin Clark is no stranger to hard work. So when you pair a player of Caitlin Clark's talent, a player with Caitlin Clark's mentality, and you put them together, which is incredibly rare, you get a coach that is willing to do what it takes to help that player maximize their potential, and that player buys in to that coach. Yeah, you're talking about winning. You're talking about winning championships. And maybe it won't be in 2025, but it is going to be sooner rather than later. Now we've got going forward, we've got things we're gonna have to talk about is who's coming back? Are they bringing Kelsey Mitchell back? What's that going to do for the contracts? Is there anything they can do with Katie Lou? Because that 180 grand is a chain. It's a ball and chain around the Indiana Fever. And then, of course, free agency. This team has to get deeper. I think it needs one more starter. I think Melissa Smith needs to get traded, but you also need another starter that can replace. They need a four. I don't think I don't think Dantas moves up and down the court well enough to be that stretch four. In the half court, she can stretch it with the 3-point shooting, but you need that stretch player that can also run. Actually, stuff that we saw glimpses of from Melissa Smith early in the season. But Melissa doesn't have the game that we want for the rest of the team. So they really, really do need a stretch four. I think if Grace Berger can step up and be the solution to that sort of, I don't even want to, I want to almost call her like a utility infielder in baseball, not strictly a point guard backup, but that she can take minutes to rest Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark, as opposed to just playing like 5 or 6 minutes a game for Caitlin Clark. Maybe she's playing 15 combined in sitting out Caitlin and Kelsey. You're going to need a backup for Lexi Hull. I mean, you need to go, I think, at least 9 deep, at least 9 deep of players that regularly get, 10 plus minutes, something they didn't have that we talked about all last year, which was really hurt them. And of course, now you've got Temi gone. You're probably going to have Melissa Smith gone. So depth and a starter. And again, who knows what she's thinking or what's going on with Dallas. But, Sabali would fit into that stretch four absolutely perfectly. And then you get a starting lineup of Boston, Sabali, Clark, Mitchell, and Hull. And then we need depth. We got Berger on the bench. Saxton could be a solution as as in terms of depth and a big on the bench in terms of losing Tammy Figbenley. But man, this got so much longer than I expected. And you probably all watched that video. You're like, you didn't even click on this one, but that's okay. I don't mind. Those of you that hear, thank you. Appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you later.